What's good, y'all? Today we back with another YouTube video, and today I want to talk about the movie Sinners, right? So this movie has been having a lot of controversy because of a lot of, like, how do I say, the spirituality aspects of the movie, to be honest, from what I'm hearing so far, right? This movie, I watched it twice, so I kind of know what the plot of the movie is, and there's a lot of the things about the movie, right? In a full sense, right? I think it did tackle a lot on different, per se, like, aspects of faith and religion and just different things on, you know, different beliefs, right? It had Christianity aspect of faith and stuff like that with they would call him preacher boy's father and stuff like that, and then they had the aspect of hoodoo slash, I don't know, hoodoo stuff like that in the movie as well, which people are having the uproar about that. I don't say uproar, but just having the confliction with that in the movie from, hey, if you're a Christian, you come in and you watch the movie and you see it, you're like, oh dang, like they practicing hoodoo in this movie, which is like African-esque religion slash spirituality type spiel, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's very interesting to see and stuff like that, right? In the movie, it does give, in a sense, I do hear the argument of, oh, Christians and stuff like that, like y'all demonize the things that saved them in the movie, which was like the mojo bag and the guitar. I think were the only two things that I could think of that really saved them in the end. Was when this is spoiler, I meant to say this is spoiler from the beginning if y'all didn't know that, but yeah, I would say the guitar is one thing that saved them in a sense, because it delayed from Preacher Boy. Can't think of his name right now. What is it? Sammy, right? It saved Sammy in a sense at the end when he hit the vampire with the guitar, in a sense, because the guitar had some type of, I don't know, it belonged to Dax and Smokey's father in a sense like that, which they during that time they said his father was a bad guy or something like that, but in a sense I think he was practicing a form of, how do I say, spirituality that they didn't understand per se in the movie, in a sense. I guess that's why they probably called him bad in a sense, but I think the guitar was laced with like some form of spiritual, you know, I would say magic in a sense, right? I'm gonna say magic, right? And then in the movie as well, I'm gonna say Annie gave, which is the black lady who was a hoodoo voodoo practice type of person, right? And because I think they were in New Orleans or Louisiana, one of the two, right? She was practicing that stuff in a sense, and even in the movie, she was like, they were going through issues and stuff like that, like, you know what I mean? And her, spoiler alert, I want to say Smoke and her were once married and stuff like that, and they had a child, right? And the child ended up dying and stuff like that. And Smoke asked her the question, like, why couldn't, like, your stuff bring my child back? Your hoodoo, whatever, this, that, and the third. And he like, I don't believe in that stuff, like, full blown in a sense, right? Because it's like, boom, 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 your stuff can't bring my child back. That stuff don't work. You know what I mean? But later on in the movie, the stuff ended up, I guess, in a sense, saving him, because I guess the mojo bag he had gotten from her that was around his neck, he ended up, I guess, when the vampire tried to attack him, it kind of like, the vampire, which was aka his brother at the time, who was turned into a vampire, he tried to attack him, and it kind of like warded him off in a sense where he couldn't attack him, in a sense where it kind of like stunned him, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I guess it kind of worked in a sense. And it's just like people saying, well, oh, you're demonizing this, that, and the third in the movie. It's because Ryan Coogler, in a sense, he wrote the script for that stuff to work. You know what I mean? It's like, at the end of the day, this is a fictional movie with a lot of real life like situations, in a sense of, it does involve real life like stuff that's happened, in a sense, like slavery. It talks about that, a lot of like racism, a lot of like Irish history and stuff like that. It does involve that type of stuff in it, really, which I could agree with. Like, boom, that's just the truth. Which I feel like fictional movies, they can involve like actual real life things, but that doesn't mean we should take the full movie into, per se, uh okay, this is how real life is because of a fictional movie. You know what I mean? Because of even if the hoodoo worked, in a sense, right? That's all I agree with in that sense, right? In that sentiment. So I think people trying to make them claims, I understand where they coming from of, oh, the hoodoo worked, but it's like he wrote that in the script for it to work, in a sense, right? That, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it was just, the movie, it had a lot of good aspects. It showed the vampire, I think his name was Remick, Irish vampire, who was trying to attack Sammy at the very end when he before he got hit with the guitar, Sammy started reciting the Lord's Prayer, Our Father which art in heaven. And then I think after that, the Remick, the vampire, he actually started reciting the same prayer and stuff like that, right? And he was like, oh, them same people, they kind of like, you know, took over my land in a sense like that, but the words were comforting and stuff like that, which is like, I could agree. It's true that Irish and like, you know, that environment, that area, it does have a sense of how do I say, Christianity did involve itself in that land in some ways, or the people who were, you know, practice Christianity, they didn't do some of the right things in that, which I agree. I feel like we should be able to have them conversations on like, hey, the negativity, the negative effects of people who did wrong things but still had a label of faith of Christianity on them in a sense, right? If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? So it's like, dang, it's really like, I feel like we got to talk about the good and the bad sometimes, but really like recognize that's how it is with a lot of things. That some things have uh its issues, but we got to look at the people's issues on who was doing the type of things that was going on at that time, you know what I mean? And who, where their hearts were at, and if they were genuinely good-hearted people and the things that they were doing, you know, in that sense, right? But yeah, it's just like, this movie is very, I can see where people are conflicted at with things with it. It's not the movie, the hoodoo aspect of the movie, it didn't really go too deep in it. You kind of can see the practice in a sense with her having the stuff on the table. Can't remember fully what was on the table at the time. I wish if I could find an image of what she was having on the table when she was doing the hoodoo, in a scene where her and Stacks were in it, right? I mean, not her and Stacks, but her and Smoke, which is the one, the blue individual, blue colored suited type person, you know. But yeah, I think very much like it was signs of it, but I would say at the end of the day, it's a fictional movie, so take it like it is. It's a vampire movie. Vampires don't exist, so it's like hoodoo working on vampires. Come on now, like if that kind of goes into the aspect of you wanting to practice hoodoo because of a vampire movie, I mean, questionable, I guess. You know what I mean? But neither here nor that nor there. I think it was crazy they did add Christianity into it too as well, like, you know, with the father, him being a part of the church and stuff like that, and really like you know, just aspect of Christianity. I was surprised about that, genuinely. Like, I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about the movie. Do y'all feel like this movie has a lot of controversy to it? Do y'all think it's like well deserved, undeserved? Because I mean, really, if you ain't watched the movie full through and you ain't seen the movie, I think you can have your opinion on it genuinely, but it's like, I would say go watch the movie and then formulate your full opinion on the movie, and then, you know what I mean, and then, hey, break it down left to right, so you know, like, oh, I seen this part of the movie, it was like this, it was like this, it was like this. If y'all want me to do a second part, I'm gonna go through breakdown probably scene by scene if I can find a lot of clips of the movie, probably on TikTok or something like that. But yeah, this was kind of just like a little rant, you know what I mean, about the movie and just the drama that's inside the movie, you know what I mean? But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys later, and make sure y'all sub up if y'all haven't yet and like the video, and we out. Deuces.